Let me start by talking about the people of Sudan. The humanitarian toll of the conflict is truly dramatic, with the UN estimating that over 30 million people, that's almost 2/3 of the pre-war population, are in need of assistance, and almost 25 million people are facing severe food insecurity. So likewise, the economic impact is large. We estimate that the Sudanese economy has shrunk by about 40% in the first 2 years of the conflict. That's truly a massive number, and it will take a long time to recover from that. In addition, persistently high inflation and the collapse of the exchange rate of the Sudanese pound have eroded the value of savings. Continued fighting will further hurt economic prospects. So the longer the war lasts, the more difficult and prolonged reconstruction will be once the fighting stops. And importantly, it's not just infrastructure that suffered major damage. In addition, many people have had to flee, and that will severely curtail the authorities' capacity to design and implement policies to stabilize the macroeconomy and pursue development going forward. Clearly, resolving the humanitarian suffering and famine would be the first priority. This, however, is not an area of IMF expertise. So where we would contribute is in helping the country regain macroeconomic stability. Together with increased foreign aid, that's what is needed in order for Sudan to grow its economy in a sustainable and inclusive way. Against this background, it's important to help rebuild capacity at key macroeconomic institutions, such as the Ministry of Finance, the Tax Authority, and the Central Bank of Sudan. Other key institutions include the Central Bureau of Statistics, which serves to measure economic and social indicators that can help see whether policies are successful. The IMF stands ready to help the authorities with capacity development and training to rebuild these policy-making capabilities at these key state institutions. Now, other areas of immediate IMF focus will be Sudan's banking and natural resource sectors. It's important that the banking sector is healthy and able to support the economy by lending for investment in development and reconstruction, including in the key agricultural sector. So that requires healthy banks and good bank regulation. In turn, this will likely require deep restructuring of the banking sector. On natural resources, it will be important to set up a regulatory and tax regime that allows the sector to develop its potential while paying its fair share to the government. So we're not able to put an exact number on the cumulative impact of the effects of the war of Sudan on its neighbors' economies. But we do see that Sudan's neighbors obviously have been majorly affected by the war. Most prominently, all Sudan's neighbors are hosting displaced people from Sudan, with Chad, South Sudan and Egypt together hosting more than 2.5 million Sudanese refugees. So these people need shelter, food and other basic services, which are costly and which the neighboring countries and international humanitarian agencies are working to supply. So on top of that, trade links with Sudan and through Sudan have been affected. So this is most prominently felt in the case of disruption in oil transport through the pipeline that connects South Sudanese oil fields with the export terminal in Port Sudan. The loss of these oil sales has instigated a severe revenue crisis for the South Sudanese government. Once the conflict stops and reconstruction takes hold, we hope refugees can return home and trade relations can normalize. This would provide opportunities not just for Sudan and its people, but also for the neighboring countries.